on a little rant. Just a tiny rant, you guys, because I agree.
Planning peace, planning joy, planning another day. Gave his life up on the cross to wash his sins away.
Hey lovelies, welcome back to a new girl talk. I haven't done a girl talk in, oh my gosh, it's been forever. So I'm really excited to film this video today. So you guys asked like a whole lot of questions, so if I don't answer your question in this girl talk, it might be in another one because I don't want this one to be like too extremely long. You know, I like to break them up. So let's get into it. The first question is how to make a big decision when you feel like God's giving you the choice. This is a really good question because our entire lives is a choice. God gave us a choice to serve him. He gave us a choice to obey him. He gave us a choice to literally do everything in life. We have a choice to do it, whether we should or not. He gave us the choice. So I do feel like sometimes it's super overwhelming when it comes down to not necessarily what's right or wrong, but what's God's will for you versus what's not his will for you. Like for example, it's not wrong to wear a red dress, but what if God don't want you to wear a red dress? Like what if he wants you to wear a green dress? I definitely feel like when it comes to that, it's really all about you spending as much time with God as you possibly can and keeping it in his face, because he's going to direct you. He's going to lead and guide you. If you seek him, you will find him. Trust and believe that God will answer you in his own time and when he's ready to answer you. But in the meantime, keep it in his face. And understand that if he's not saying anything, then that just may mean it's not time. You shouldn't be focusing on that right now. It may mean that he's already given you an answer and you're just trying to get the answer you want to hear. It could also just mean that he may want you to just step out on faith, girl. He's already told you to do something, so do that first and then he'll give you further direction. He's never going to give you the full pictures. So as long as you are acknowledging God in like literally all your decisions, your thought processes, all your ways, girl, all of those ways, I know that he's gonna direct your path because he told us that he would. My answer to the question, I guess, would be to just be sure that you're keeping it in God's face and that you're also staying in his face so that you can hear his answer clearly and he can guide you into the right direction. Next question is being shy when God calls us to be bold. I don't know if I said that right, but yes. I think you said it right, and I definitely can relate to this. It may not seem like it on camera because behind the camera, I'm in my element, you guys. And I do believe that God has an element for every person. Like you are meant to be where you're supposed to be and do what you're supposed to do. And so I am a really shy person, actually. I do not like to be around big crowds of people. I'm so shy that I don't even like for like anybody to hear me like filming. I like to do my thing. Don't watch me until I'm ready for you to watch me, until I done edited it and I done done it and I'm putting it out. So I definitely understand this, but I don't think that you being shy necessarily crosses paths with you being bold, because I am bold about what God tells me to be bold about. I say what I have to say. I will stand up for myself. I boldly declare Christ. Like I'm not afraid to do that. I think being shy is just like a personality trait. And when it's time for you to come out of that shell, like God will give you the strength and the direction to come out of that shell. But it's not necessary. Like you don't have to all of a sudden become this like super outgoing person or this extrovert when you're more so of an introvert and you're more reserved and you're a little bit more on the shy side. It doesn't really have anything to do with your boldness, to be honest. I think we probably correlate the two just because when you see one, you normally don't see the other. But let me be a witness and let you know you can be a shy, bold girl, okay? If in moments that I'm shy and I do need to be a bit more extroverted and a bit more out there and open myself up more, I do believe that God gives me those situations and gives me the ability to do so. But in my natural relaxed state, I'm shy too, girl. And we're still bold in Christ. So, period. Next question is tips on getting more Christian friends. So truly, I wish I had a tip for this. You guys are my friends for real. Like, y'all are my besties for real. But no, seriously, the first thing I would recommend is to surround yourself with Christians. Most of the time, we get our friends from the places we spend most of our time, which is normally places like school or your work environment or friends of the friends that you meet at school or your work environments. And all of these people aren't necessarily Christian. So you do have to make the effort, I think, to kind of put yourself in social environments where there are people that are like-minded as you. And I kind of touched on this in another girl talk before, but just because they're Christian doesn't mean that you guys are supposed to be friends. But I do think that surrounding yourself with a community of people who believe the same thing that you do, who have the same goals, who strive to be the same type of person that you're striving to be, will open you up to those relationships where you can have friendships with people that are Christian. Pay attention to where you're going, where you're spending most of your time. And if you want more Christian friends, put yourself in environments where more Christians are. Alright, we're gonna kind of get into juicy stuff now, okay? Not a question, but I wish more Christians talked about their sex life within marriage. I'm gonna go on a little rant. Just a tiny rant, you guys, because I agree. I agree, and I don't mean this from a promiscuous or awkwardly and weirdly overly sexual way, but there is so much about sex out there in the world that we know is not healthy for us to consume, that we should not consume as Christians. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody is giving their tea and their insights on it. I appreciate when I see people with a platform, or when I see people who are maybe a bit more mature in Christ, have some sort of leadership, talking about healthy Christian sex. I would like to hear about it within the parameters that God created it. Like that, I would love to hear about it in that way versus all of the other ways that are outside of the covenant that God created for us to experience it. I think it's important. I think it's healthy. And I also think it gives us something to look forward to. It helps us to understand that we're not even going to experience what you experience in marriage outside of marriage. So if you try to go and do it now, you're not even going to get that beautiful experience. And I think more people should talk about that beautiful experience. Unless y'all not having the beautiful experience. That's a conversation for somebody else. If you're having the beautiful experience as a Christian, please talk about it. Please share it with those of us who are waiting for that moment, for those of us who just are curious about sex, because that's normal. It's something that God created. It's okay to want to know about it. It's okay to want to talk about it. And I think that we as Christians do need to be sure we're creating as much of a healthy and safe environment for those conversations to happen as possible, because we know what is outside that healthy parameter of conversation, and we need to be leading us this way, not that way. Next question is, how do you heal during a breakup? I definitely think that this isn't a one-shoe-fits-all solution to how to heal through a breakup. I mean, it can depend on so many things, like how long this relationship lasted, how it ended, what you endured during the relationship, and what all you have to really heal from. And so my advice would be is to first pinpoint that, pinpoint what it is about the breakup that hurts so much. Because obviously breaking up and not having that person that you're used to having in your life anymore is painful in itself. But normally there's layers to this pain, and I definitely think identifying that will start to help you heal, not necessarily quicker, but more effectively. So you're not just hurting for reasons that you haven't identified yet. Because when you identify the reason, that's really what allows you to start working through it. So ask yourself, like, okay, I know it's going to be painful for me to not be with this person anymore, for this person to not be with me, but what else am I hurting about? Am I hurting about how it ended? Am I hurting about what happened before it ended? What do I miss about this person? Did I rely on this person for happiness? Like, start asking yourself those difficult questions. Take your time. Talk to people about it. Talk to your therapist, talk to your friends, people that can pray for you and encourage you and have those healthy conversations with you. Take time. It takes time to get used to and readjust to a different situation in your life, especially something as severe as a breakup. You've shared very intimate parts of your life with another person, and so it's hard to accept the fact that that is no longer going to happen. Identify what's hurting you, identify what's really painful, Take your time, love on yourself, stay surrounded by other people. Also take that time, that quiet time for yourself, and really dissect what just happened and process what's going on and work through that. And with time, you are going to be a-okay. Next question is, how do I stop comparing myself to other girls? Comparison is so deadly, you guys. Like, it's so deadly, but it's so easy to do it, especially in this era of social media where you could just be scrolling and you're not even trying to compare yourself, but you just may see something and you're like, ooh, I wish I had that, or ooh, I wish I looked like that. Because we all have these goals and these images of ourselves and our future selves, or our successful selves, or our best looking selves. We sometimes scroll on social media and see that in somebody else, and so it's very easy to be like, oh, I wish, or I don't have this but they have that, or da 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 da. All of that I definitely understand, but I think the first step to not comparing yourself is learning how to just compliment other people. I know that may not seem like that's the answer, but let me tell you why that's gonna help. If I see someone and I'm like, oh, I wish I had that, instead of saying, oh, they look amazing, or oh, they're doing great, you see, like, do you see how that kind of like eliminates that whole I wish I had it? Versus just saying they are doing amazing, they look fantastic. Whatever it is that you notice in somebody that you find yourself comparing yourself to, compliment it instead. Don't compare, compliment. Like I said, comparison stems from us desiring to have something or desiring to be something that we see. And so compliment the people that you think made it. Compliment the people that you think got it like that. And lo and behold, you're gonna find yourself getting it like that. You're gonna be like, oh, I got the sauce too. So I could praise somebody else's sauce, and it don't have to be the same sauce. It's okay. Comparison can be a sneaky attack of lack of confidence. And so when you know who you are and your uniqueness about yourself, and you really fall in love with that, go on a journey. I mean, a real journey of learning and discovering all the bits and details and fine prints of yourself. And when you realize how unique you are, how different you are, it can't be compared. Sis, your value is too high to be compared. That's not even an option. And that's why comparing yourself is deadly. Once you understand your worth, your value, detail God put into making you, it can't be compared to anything or anyone else. Next question is, starting social media but I'm scared. PS, I missed you and your vids. Thank you, girl. I missed you too. I got a lot of questions like this about starting social media and building a platform, building a community, being a Christian content creator. Eventually, maybe I'll do a whole video on that. The main thing is that if you feel like social media is a place that God is calling you to, just start posting. Whatever niche that is that he's called you to. For me, you guys know that I'm pretty much fashion and lifestyles, doing life with God with a little style, you know what I'm saying, with a little shrun on the side. Whatever it is that you do, I don't care if it's gaming, if it's fashion, if it's beauty, if it's lifestyle, if it's working out, if it's healthy eating, you know, whatever it is that you are gifted to do and are knowledgeable about, start sharing that in your own creative way. The more that you post, the more creative you will get. You're gonna go through trials and errors of your own, and honestly, that's gonna be the best lesson that you're gonna learn. That's gonna teach you more than any handbook you can buy, any guidebook you can buy, any tips that I give you or other people give you. And those will be useful, you know, like once you really get into the swing of things. But as far as starting, the best thing you can do is just do it. Already been thinking about it, you've already been meditating on it, you've already prayed about it. Hopefully, if you didn't, pray about it. But then just get to posting, girl, and it'll start coming to you, and you will narrow into your own unique person on social media, and the people that are meant to follow you will come. Alright guys, so I'm gonna stop this girl talk right here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, if I did not answer your question, I got you, girl. It's coming, but I got a method to this madness. You just gotta trust me, you just gotta stick with me. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, because that is where I post the little question poll for you guys to ask me questions for my girl talk. So it is very important that you follow me there. And I also post other fashion content and lifestyle content there too that I think you would really enjoy. So please go follow me. You know what I'm saying? and let's chat. Let's chop it up because I love you guys. Be sure to subscribe, comment down below to any other videos you guys want to see from me. Be sure to hit that bell button so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. I love y'all. Y'all already know the tea. Y'all already know how we get down, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah!
Blows on Sunday, 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 blows on Sunday.